Alrighty, Oliver. Hope you're having a good day, bud. I just kind of wanted to get this video out just to kind of compare your mechanics to Mike Trout, who's on the bottom of our screen here. Just to kind of compare your mechanics to his mechanics, show the differences of what y'all do between y'all's mechanics and where we're trying to go. So I'm going to play them side by side, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so a really, really big one, Oliver, that I want you to see. Take a look at what your body does compared to his whenever we go to stride out, right? That's the really big one, right? We'll talk about that back knee here in a second, but I really kind of want to talk to you about this because this is going to be one of the big things that we work on in regards to our final position. If you look at Mike Trout real quick, right, you're going to see whenever we go to hit, what happens is we're shifting, and then we go back, right? We kind of like almost stay put here, if that makes any sense. We kind of stop all of our motion here, right? And while, as we see with Mike Trout, where we do want to have some sort of, not necessarily stop, but we want to be in the middle of our motion, we don't just want to take everything to a halt, if that makes sense. We want our body to keep moving through our swing. And what it kind of seems like is that we stop right here in our swing. Like our body just stops and we just allow our hands to go through. Rather, if we look at Mike Trout, for example, what you're going to notice is that he keeps his body going through his entire swing, even though, as we see right here, he's in the middle of his body, right? And we are in the middle of our body, which that is good, except what you're going to notice is that we got a lot more here than here, right? So that's where we want to evenly distribute that portion. Another thing that I want to kind of point out is your back knee here, okay? I'm also going to point out Mike Trout's knee. You're going to notice if I put a line right here behind Mike Trout's knee, you're never going to see his knee go behind it, right? But, Oliver, if I put a line right here, you're going to notice that your knee, actually, let me get rid of everything here. Let me now put the line, there we go, right here. You're going to notice that this knee turns back towards this line, right? The problem with this is that all of our weight goes onto this back knee, okay? The issue with that is we don't want to build up all this pressure like we are, or not necessarily pressure, but energy that we're building up in our load to then have to rebuild it up, right? If you take a look at Mike Trout's mechanics real quick, you're going to notice that he keeps building from his load, right? So that's another thing that we're going to keep working on in our swing. And the last thing I kind of want to break down in your swing, just trying to keep this to a little bit of a tidbit video rather than going into a full depth, 20-minute analysis, just trying to give a good cornerstone of what we're trying to do. Take a look at Mike Trout's hands. Take a look at your hands real quick, right? You're going to notice the big thing that we talked about in our lesson, Oliver, is that we get here, we rev back, and then everything goes down, right? Versus if you see Mike Trout's, they do have to go down, obviously, to get to the baseball, but it's more in line to get on plane with the baseball, right? So you're going to notice Mike Trout keeps his hands up, and then goes towards the baseball. Rather, if I clear everything again, you're going to notice your hands go down before going through, right? And that's what's causing us to, in this particular one, where we hit the tee and pop up this baseball, right? That is why that's causing that. One thing I do want to point out, Oliver, that you do a good job of is you're using your back foot, which is great. You're using your hips. Now, the thing that we're going to keep working on is how do we use them more efficiently, right? And then finally, the other big one that you're going to notice is take a look at Mike Trout's hips and shoulders. You're going to notice for Trout that he keeps them fully through the ball and doesn't open them wide up right here, right? This is him opening and finishing his swing, right? But as you notice with our swing, once we make contact, we already have our shoulders open, right? So we want to make sure that we're able to extend the barrel through our entire swing and keep those shoulders, in your case as a right-handed batter, facing towards right center field. But I at least kind of wanted to get you this video just so you could see a couple things. And we'll continue to work on them as we continue to do lessons. But great first lesson. I look forward to keep working with you.